Hello, and welcome to Friday Night Magic, brought to you in part by the Last Spartan, MTG, and Lost Legion Games and Comics. We're going to be coming at you live here in South Charleston, West Virginia, for some exciting content. Got some good decks out there tonight. Got a 9-player FNM. Not the biggest, not the smallest. Good little 4-rounder tonight. As always, my name is Chris, and I am joined with my co-host, Mr. Aaron Coolbutter.
Yes, sir.
Alexandria, thank you for that Tier 1 subscription, 4 months. Very appreciated. Very appreciated. Love the cat gifts. And our first matchup here. We got the Last Spartan himself, Nick Fannin, playing some Temur Rhinos. I don't know if he's playing his charming Rhinos tonight or not. Just know he's playing Rhinos. Then we got Tony playing Urza Thopter, is what we were told.
Running blue sleeves, so it must be Urza Thopter.
Well, I think it's Urza Saga. So, kind of like Hammer. So, he plays an Ornithopter and...
Put some stuff on it.
Puts like a Colossus Hammer on it. Yeah.
Then it'll lose flying.
There's also... it will lose flying. But there's also there's a possible Urza Thopter combo that he could be doing. Not entirely sure his list or not. Look at that octopus. That reminds me of Stormtide Leviathan, one of the best cards ever printed in Magic the Gathering history.
If I had unlimited money, I would buy all the Stormtides and throw them into a fire.
Why?
Because that's a control card. Oh. And control can also go down in fire. I would buy everybody's control decks. For double the price.
Double the price?
Yeah.
So you're telling me you'll pay me $1,200 for my control deck?
If I had unlimited money.
And Pioneer?
Mm-hmm. And then I would take it, and I wouldn't even unsleeve it, and just throw it in the fire.
I'd let you do that.
Yeah. I'm a generous.
I'd just go buy it again.
No, because I'd buy all of them. Every card that's a control piece would just go into a fire.
Alright, so look at the turtles. The turtles are cute. So, look at that Stoneforge Mystic. Kind of jealous of them Stoneforges.
He's a good card.
He getting a Cauldra. And hopefully he's going to cheat out a Cauldra here because, as we know... Well, Rhinos does have... Yeah, there it is. There's the fire to kill it.
No, don't do it.
The dead to kill it. So, fun fact. I know you're relatively new to our modern scene.
Okay.
Tony and Nick have, I wouldn't even call it a rivalry. Every time Nick sits across from Tony, he almost loses. I think it's 2-11 Tony.
It's not really a rivalry. The rivalry is back and forth. It's more of like a mugging.
Yeah, Tony mugs Nick every time they sit across the table. We actually have a tally in the board in there showing Nick v Tony, and I think it's 2-11.
It's awful.
So Nick typically has a rough match against Tony. But hopefully he can pull it off here tonight, show us wrong. He just tapped his Flooded Strand. Or he tapped it to Saga. He was giving us the full detail here.
I mean, you gotta play by the rules.
Right.
You can't just sack Flooded Strand.
Yeah, you gotta tap it and sacrifice it. And then pay a life. If you ain't got a life, you're in the negative, you can't.
Yeah, you go by the rules. You can't cheat.
So... I'm going to say he is more on the hammer aspect rather than...
with Stoneforge is probably.
Yeah. So that is, I do believe, a Nettle Cyst.
Nice Illuminati eye. Throw up the triangle.
That is a Nettle Cyst, and that Nettle Cyst has been... I didn't see what card he used. Maybe Force of Negation. There you go. So, Nettle Cyst, big deal, living weapon. So it comes in as with an 0/0 germ token attached to it.
Yep.
Gets 1/1 for each other artifact and enchantment.
Germ creature token.
I messed up when I made some custom tokens for my Cauldra and my Batterskull. I put Phyrexian Germ because that's what I thought it was. I thought it was a Phyrexian Germ. I mean, it makes sense. Alright, so that is an Esper Sentinel by Tony into a Thopter Assembly. And Like we said, Rhinos is the good combo deck that has a lot of interaction. It's a very fair combo deck. Nick historically has a very good run with Rhinos. It's what he won the doghouse with on Christmas Eve. Shout out to Young Dingo and Apex Gaming for hosting that event.
Well, let's see if he can swing up at this Goliath that he cannot seem to David over.
I mean, Brazen Borrower beats. I mean, when in doubt, just start swinging for three, right?
That's 3 flying, man. It's not easy to do.
Yeah, Brazen Borrower is a beautiful card. I don't care which format it is. It's a beautiful card. So here goes. He's going to get 2 free Rhinos here off this Shartless Agent. But back to Brazen Borrower, like Pioneer, Modern, maybe not Commander as much, but, you know, it's just a beautiful card. Just 2 mana, return something that's an issue, and then just later have a 3/1 flying threat.
Yeah.
Just good value.
Can't block though.
Well, no, it can if they fly. He can block.
If they fly, sure.
He can block Ornithopters.
I mean, who's swinging an Ornithopter just by itself?
Tony might be. Send a message. Where we come from, they're called Tony-thopters.
Well, I think 1 damage is a message. 0 damage is a flex.
That's a good way to look at it.
Saying I don't need the blocker, I'm so gonna flex it. 1 damage, you're still getting something in. You're sending messages.
Well, Aaron, how was your day today, buddy?
Oh, wonderful. I almost died driving home.
How so?
Because I was so tired. I was driving on a curve. And so I got out the curve and I fell asleep for like maybe 2 seconds. And I woke up and I'm going 75 in a 60 and I'm drifting into the other lane.
Bro, that's not healthy.
No, that's why I went to bed when I got home at what, 4?
Yeah.
Like 3:45 or so, and I just woke up. So.
Dang, man. I'm happy to see you here. Happy to see you made it here safely.
Roads are pretty sparse, so I didn't threaten nobody. But yeah, no, waking up, going 15 over, and drifting was fun.
What cleared those Rhinos? I missed it.
Hope, and
Hopes and prayers.
determination. Yeah, a little bit of gumption, some elbow grease.
You're loud, she says.
Oh yeah, no, I was dozing off the whole way back, and that was just the denouement, if you will.
So I've got a story. I'm not going to tell it on air, but I'll tell it to you personally about something that happened with me dozing off behind the wheel.
Was it a
We're not going to talk about it until we're off air, buddy.
Yeah, I guess I thought that's what it was.
It was an F trip. All right, let's see what he does here. Here's what I love about Tony. Tony plays kind of like tier 2 decks. And like he'll even play a tier 1 deck, but then he just throws his own flex in it. And it's beautiful because it catches you off guard.
You should. I feel like, okay, this is just me being a whiny girl. Not that, sorry, that is sexist. And okay, this is me.
A whiny person.
A whiny, a petulant child.
Okay.
I don't like net decks. That's me. Now, I understand that the whole point of Magic is to win, especially in Modern.
Sword of the Meek.
Sword of me, okay. See, look, the whole point of Modern is to win, but, and I love Modern. I like Modern for what it is. But put some sauce on it. Come on, put some sauce in your day.
I mean, Sword of the Meek, +1/+2. Whenever a 1/1 enters the battlefield under your control, you may return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, then attach it to that creature. That's where the Thopter assembly, and that's part of the Thopter assembly combo. You get a Thopter with Urza, you end up sacking it to something. I can't remember the combo off the top of my head exactly. I'm sure if we see it assembled, it'll jog my memory. but he just keeps bringing back Thopters and equipping the sword. He just gets a crap ton of Thopters and swings in.
My gosh.
It's really cool. Alright, so that Brazen Borrower is no mo.
No mas.
Oh no, that Brazen Borrower is no mo. And then the other one is on an adventure. Got a Cauldron into play here. I think Nick maybe forgot that he had the Cauldron, and maybe that's why he didn't remove the Stoneforge. Either that or he didn't have a way to remove the Stoneforge.
The latter's probably more likely.
There's the Urza Saga. Tony's deck seems to be moving pretty smooth.
He's tempoing. That mana efficiency.
There's the Sword of the Meek. Kaldra, First Strike, Haste, Indestructible, Trample. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, exile that creature.
Yeah?
Kaldra he's a rough one. And where it's indestructible, you have to return it. You have to exile it or return it to their hand. You can't kill it.
No? You cannot.
Now, I have been on the receiving end of an Archmage's Charm when they steal your 0/0 equipped with a Cauldron. I have been on that receiving end, which if Nick's playing Charming Rhinos, he can do that. Alright, Ottawara, that's a way to stop this combo here, but it also could bounce, it could have bounced the Cauldron back to his hand.
Cold in here, dude?
It is a little cold.
Okay. I was wearing a hoodie last time.
we could shut the door.
Nah. I know I was wearing a hoodie last time. I didn't know if it was like this before or if I'm a little.
No, it's a little cold.
Okay. Alright, thinking about swinging?
Yeah, that's one thing that I mean, Cauldron's a really powerful card as it is. It's supposed to be 7 mana, but with Stoneforge it's 2. But I kind of wish that it had Vigilance.
You want more on it?
I do.
Greedy?
That's coming from a Stoneforge player, though.
Greedy? Yeah, I know. I can tell.
Well, chat, how we doing tonight? Everyone else doing all right? No one else falling asleep behind the wheel from work?
Oh, that just a draw pass?
Possibly.
I see him playing.
There it is. So that was supposed to happen. So he put the counter on it after he drew. It was supposed to happen before he drew, but he didn't do anything that mattered there.
He's slacking on the mechanics there. Caps his fetch land, but he doesn't follow the right order.
Brazen Borrower returning the Sword of the Meek. Esper Sentinel trigger. He pays the 1 for Esper Sentinel. Creates a construct here. And that's a big boy. He's got Thopter Assembly, which is an artifact. The construct itself, that's 2. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Esper Sentinel herself is an artifact. So that's 3, and then Cauldron is an artifact. So that construct was a 2 mana 4/4.
So, but this is my ignorance here. Would it not be more beneficial to have unsummoned the the Saga creature?
I can't remember if Brazen Borrower says non-land.
Well, there's a cool little
There's a cool little tool we have here. Petty theft.
Non-land permanent.
Non-land permanent.
He could have bounced. I mean, look, I don't know if it's the right play. This is Nick's deck.
He could not have touched the Saga.
No, not the Saga. The creature that it creates.
The construct. Yes, he can touch the construct.
I feel like would that not have been a better target or no?
Well, he might be waiting for him to swing with it, but he just made a second one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are 5/5s.
Yeah, because I felt like they would get out of hand pretty quickly in an artifact deck.
Yeah.
But maybe the sword is more of a instant threat. You know,
Alright, see what he's getting here. For 1 mana, what are we getting?
1 or less.
Mm-hmm. He just puts it in the battlefield.
Thopter. I mean, that's an extra 2 damage to him.
Grabs a Shadow Spear.
Oh, woo, woo. Do you
Look,
feel?
I think
That's not a knife. That's right there.
That's a knife.
That's a knife.
that's a knife.
That's a knife.
I've seen you play. What's that thing from The Simpsons where he goes down to Australia? Knifey spoony. Now this is what you call a knife, sir. That's a spoon. Oh, I see you've played knifey spoony before. All right, 6/6 constructs. Nick's in a rough spot here. He's got 3 mana. I don't know what he's holding on to that 3 mana for.
Potential threat, and you just try to mind game your opponent into thinking you have something that you really don't. I've done it plenty of times.
So one of those constructs is an 8. Other one's a 7. And then he's got the Cauldron.
This is looking like a game 2.
The one construct just came in, so it doesn't have haste. All right, 3 mana. We got a Violent Outburst. He's going to create 2 4/4 Rhinos off this Violent Outburst, in addition to giving his Shardless Agent +1/+1 this turn.
So it can die.
It can die.
Even better now. It looks cooler when it dies. A little bit of an explosion that happens. Like, boom.
Shuffle up those top cards. You see, he should have presented to cut there. He has the option to cut those top cards.
But Tony's he's feeling himself. He's like, I'm about to swing out next turn.
Tony's in a comfortable position here. He's got the hands on the chest. You know, I'm feeling okay.
He's already thinking about game 2, what to get for dinner.
He's about to gain a lot of life off this construct with the Shadow Spear. All right, he's trading. That's a trade. He eats the Cauldron, but he trades with the construct. I'd say that's probably the right call here. You could have probably soaked up 3 damage by chumping with the Shardless Agent.
Just trying to keep it back for something.
Yeah.
Does he have a playset of Titanic Roots in hand?
You know, some of the Rhinos decks do run Become Immense. I don't know if he's running Become Immense tonight.
You need some life leak with that.
That's that spice.
I like those spice. Like if you want a deck, that's fine. But put some sauce on it for something that you know.
All right, we're going to game 2 here.
Yeah. No, it's about a given.
So with Rhinos, there's like 3 flex spots, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people either play Become Immense, Archmage's Charm, or some lists are even running Murktide Regent now. So you can flex that a little bit to where it's not the same 75 each deck. And then your sideboard, I mean, you can really do whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, sideboard is kind of just dependent on what the meta is too.
Well, like, I did some off-meta stuff with my sideboard, and I loved it. You know, me being a Stoneforge deck, I'd run, like, Sword of War and Peace. You know, all these decks, they want to keep greedy hands, and they want to have a lot of cards in their hands with, like, EI and Consider, Archmage's Charm. You know, they want to keep cards in their hand. Sword of War and Peace comes in and says, hey, you got all those cards in hand? How about you eat all that life for each card in your hand? All right, chat, while we're in between here, anyone got any questions, comments, or concerns for either of us? So, I don't know what all Tony could be bringing in here, just because like I said, Tony likes bringing the spice. And that's what I love about Tony. Like, whenever I sit across the table from Tony, I don't even get upset because I know there's going to be some spice and some good stuff.
Yeah. Like,
even if I lose to Tony, I'm going to enjoy it.
Well, hopefully Nick does, because it's been happening a whole heck of a lot.
I mean, we're currently on track for it to be 2-12. Poor Nick.
Hey, look, he can reverse sweep. It can happen.
He probably brings in some Passages here out of the side. Kill a Force of Vigor and Passage, more than likely. Maybe some Endurance to mess with the Thopter sword combo. That's what Nick's probably bringing in here.
How about some cross fingers and some prayers?
Crossed fingers and prayers. I have not heard the fish song from TikTok. Have you?
The fish song?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the heck that is.
You know what? While we're in between here, let's try to pull it up real quick and see if we can hear it. We'll give a live listen real quick. Chat, sorry if this audio is going to sound terrible, but I'm just going to look up the fish song on TikTok.
The fish song.
I hope it's this.
That's cute. I do applaud you, Chris, for being so brazen as to play that without knowing what goes on into the song.
Yeah.
Live on the mic.
Hey, like I said last week, we are all about free speech here. We just got to be mindful.
Yeah, well, there was no mindfulness there. They could have been some heavy rap.
Well, you see, if it would have started getting that way, I definitely would have turned it off. Alex, can you confirm that was the fish song? Were you able to hear it? Because if that is the fish song, I'm gonna give them props because it's a song they made up. And you know what? They're doing what the platform is meant for, having fun.
The nice bucket hat she has on.
Nice little frog hat, cute little frog hat. I'll see if I can copy the link and I will share it in chat here.
For anyone who wants to.
For anyone who
is interested in the fish song.
Is interested in the fish song. That was the fish song. For anyone who is interested in the fish song.
Not that you would suggest anything bad, Alex, but maybe Chris hits the wrong fish song and like it's like a stitch. And it's like, I don't know, it just turns into some crazy off the wall stuff.
It definitely could have turned into like a stitch that someone did or a duet, and they definitely, messed it up. I mean, applaud them for using the platform correctly. Not my kind of thing, but
The little fish song,
You know what's better?
Huh?
It's cone.
What's cone?
A big lump with knobs.
It has the juice.
It has the juice.
All right.
See, if it wasn't for TikTok, we wouldn't have the corn song.
No, it was on YouTube first, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's from, I could be mistaken here. But first it's from Shmelio, right? They did like the Bed Intruder song and all this other stuff. You're climbing in your windows. Yeah. I'll double check.
Snatching your people up.
I might be blowing smoke here.
Hide your kids, hide your wife.
I thought it was from them, but I don't know, honestly. I figure it sounds like it's from them.
All right, so this ain't good for Nick. He's going to 6 here.
Yeah, it's from Shmelio, yeah. They're good. They did the...
Well, look, TikTok, I'm pretty sure, made it famous, though.
No, they're already famous.
No, I'm talking, like, it really, like, launched it, because I definitely saw it on TikTok before I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah, but aren't you on TikTok more than YouTube? Like...
YouTube is in my top 3 used apps. It goes Facebook, Spotify, YouTube.
Well, I'm saying the original video alone has 30 million views. That's not counting any other, like, side videos that'll,
Good night.
Yeah, Good Night, Irene. So and I'm counting like these other videos. I'm seeing millions in them. So
Well, you know why, right? It's count.
Because it's cold.
All right, so what are we ditching here, Nick? On the play, so you ditch the gemstone caverns. Makes sense, but I think I only see one land in his hand. Rhinos is a deck that thrives on 3.
3 land?
Yes. Thrives on 3.
I don't know a whole lot of something.
What are your thoughts on the fish song there, Alex? So, Nick and I have talked about this in the past. See how Nick's holding his cards? This is known in the Magic community around here as the fat guy shuffle. All fat guys, for some reason, when we shuffle our deck, we shuffle it close to the chest. It's like, it's my precious. This is my deck. And it's something that Nick and I noticed. And it's just been the fat guy shuffle ever since. Like, if you pay attention, big guys, we hold it to the close. I think it's catchy.
It's certainly
like catching a fish. Huh? It's supposed to be catchy? Is it a reach?
No, it's not really much of a reach. It's good. It's good.
Hey, speaking of fish, what did the Pacific Ocean say to the Atlantic?
Let me think. I'll try this one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nothing. It just waved. Do you see what I did there? This is all on purpose. I do these puns just for the halibut.
Stop.
Don't be shellfish. You can join in.
No.
Am I starting to flounder? Whale?
Whale? I don't know. No, I had it.
Whale? Are you going to join in?
I had the whale part.
Okay, I'm thin-ish.
No, stop. You just have these lined up?
Working for 3 fairy. That shuts off Rhinos.
Does it just bounce the Rhinos?
Nope, because the Crashing Footfalls is instant speed, and you cannot cast at instant speed.
Even on your own
Yep.
turn?
Yep.
That?
Yep. This is rough. Yeah, when I was playtesting the new Ad Nauseam, where it runs
That's awful.
Lotus Bloom and Profound Tutor, Teferi the Ad Nauseam folds to a Teferi.
He's kind of strong.
Like the WotC did not know what they were doing when they printed 3 fairy.
I mean, this is what the triangle trade is supposed to stop, but here we are.
Well, like, I am officially unimpressed. Thank you, Alex. I deeply appreciate that. Appreciate the sentiment. All right, I just heard Nick out there saying his first hand was all interaction. I can't hear what he said about it after that, but his first hand was all interaction. So yeah, you'll just see this Crashing Footfalls fizzle here. It's going to be a sad.
So why cast the Cascade card if you know it's going to fizzle?
Because if not, it's just going to stay. It's just going to. It has to fizzle. It's something that has to happen.
No. So why cast? So So what came first, the Teferi or the?
The Footfalls has been in suspend. It's in its own area.
So it was suspended. Okay, yeah, that's where I was.
Yeah, no. See, he's about to draw. He's a upkeep, remove it. It'll fizzle. It'll just go to the grave. It'll just go to the grave. It'll just go to the grave. Thank you. And then he draws. It's something that just has to happen.
Unfortunate.
To keep the game state intact. I learned that the hard way on Moto. I was like, I'll just leave it exiled. Not have to cast it. No, it's something that has to happen.
Yeah.
Because, there's other cards that say,
you may.
Return target card you own from outside the game, wish effects.
So, question. How would he deal with Teferi? Just
Brazen Borrower.
hard pass Brazen Borrow and just try to get beats in.
Return Brazen Borrower. Use the return effect.
That buys you a turn.
Yeah.
Buys you 0 turns.
He has Fury that hits it for 4. He's got ways around Teferi, right?
Yeah.
But they're a lot fewer than what he has in hand, like, or what he has in deck. So he probably has a total of like 7 ways to deal with Teferi. If I'm counting correct.
About like a 10% chance.
Alright, just killed that Magus of the Moon. That's sad.
So this is where Tony just tries to protect Teferi and then just try to get his hand right.
You know, he, in all honesty, that Teferi's at 6. He could just kind of sit behind it, not worry about taking it down, and just kind of let it chill there.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to worry about protecting it. It's already done its job. It got the early game Rhino. Here, he can just focus on making his constructs or casting an Urza to get his combo going.
Next, checking his hand for answers, but always getting his questions, such as, what do I do here?
How do I beat Tony? The ever-growing question. How does he beat Tony?
You gotta scout his deck out first.
He's like, come on, give me a good one. And I think that is the Brazen Borrower.
So he's gonna have to hard cast it and then wait a whole turn and then do 3 whole damage and then do it again.
Here's the problem. He needs Brazen Borrower plus lands to do something because it just returns it to his hand and he can just recast it.
No, say you just hard cast Brazen Borrower.
And just start swinging.
You have to.
I think he's hoping to do that with the Magus here. That Construct token that's out there is a 2/2 currently.
I trade to keep Teferi up unless you have another one in hand. Look, the Construct's cool. He's cool. But Teferi, he's got some shades on. He real cool.
So, Teferi's banned to Pioneer, thank God. Pioneer is not a format that can survive with Teferi. 3 fairy at least.
No, because Control's just strong, and then he's just makes it stronger.
Yeah. So, I understand why he had to go in Pioneer. In Modern, though, there are so many ways to get rid of a Teferi, especially before it gets up to 6. So, like, there's a lot of ways to deal with it in Modern, so I get it. But just the fact that he's 3 mana
and does like enough stuff for like 5 mana.
Yeah, no. He's stronger than the 5 mana hero of Dominaria.
Yeah. Although some of his strength is because he's 3 mana.
Low cost planeswalkers are amazing. You know, for 3, think about all these strong 3 mana planeswalkers getting into the trials. Teferi here, Teferi Time Raveler.
Was it that one Chandra that was super strong for a minute?
Chandra dressed to kill. She was pretty strong.
Yeah.
And there was Alkalite Flame. She protected herself. She gave you card advantage. Like, she was good.
Lily Vale.
Liliana. Even the 3 mana Nissa, she like ticked up to create a plant token, ticked down to make an elemental, and then her ult was like a 7/7 elemental thing.
Yeah.
Like Avatar. It was pretty good. So like 3 mana walkers are stupid strong. One thing that surprises me is we have not had a good 3 mana Jace. We've had a great 2 mana Jace, but that was also the flip Jace. So Force of Vigor, he's killing both his artifacts here. It's one of those cards I said he could be bringing in. So that Force of Vigor definitely is keeping him in this game. But like, just the power creep of cards in Magic.
It's pretty strong.
Once Throne of Eldraine hit, it was like the book was just open for anything.
I don't know if they've made a statement on this, but I'm pretty sure they've been breaking the color pile a lot lately.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a remand in white now.
There's
going to be a remand in white. I forget what it's called, but it just says return target spell, draw a card.
I mean, there's also enchantment destruction in black. Now, granted, they have to sacrifice it, but it's still enchantment. I think there's one in red now too, isn't there? Like not green red, just red.
Can't think off the top of my head.
I'll look it up. I could be blowing smoke, but I thought I saw one in red like within the last 2 sets.
I think Nick heard me talking about the fat guy shuffle, so he started shuffling a little further away.
It's a mind game.
Alright. He activated Urza, flipped a Stoneforge. Stoneforge is going to go get a Cauldra, more than likely. Yep, there's the Cauldra. Activate Urza. Oh no, swinging with Urza. That's what we call sending a message. He swung that Urza. So game 1 was definitely a very good game. This one has kind of felt one-sided.
It's slipping pretty fast.
But let's face it, Tony really has just had it all this game.
I mean, that early Teferi really just shut stuff down.
There's a footfalls on spin. So what he probably does... I mean, he's got 4 turns to figure out what to do with this Teferi. There's a Magus. That's his 3rd Magus. No, 2nd Magus. He returned the 1st one. Gets an Esper Sentinel. I know you don't like this, but it's seriously.
Because it's hecka dangerous, that's why. Alright, I'm unable to find it. Maybe I'm blowing smoke. Probably am at this point. I just know there's one in black, which is already kind of bonkers. It's like, oh, you had to pay life, or it's like, oh, they got sacrifice. It's like, it's removal. Come on. Although green's been getting everything, though, I feel like. They so you know what? Green's just the F it color. When a card don't know what color to put it in, F it, put it in green. Draw cards, green can technically do that.
Harmonize.
I mean, it just, most creatures now, it's like, oh, you have a big fatty? Okay, draw a card.
You know what? Even like, think back to like Tireless Tracker. Tireless Tracker gave you the clues to draw cards.
That's cool, because you're not directly drawing cards. You gotta spend mana, which green doesn't care about mana, but you gotta spend mana to get the card. Clues are every color. Just straight up drawing cards? Not so much.
Like, let's take a second here to think about Ragavan. Ragavan, 2/1, dash effect, so that's red.
Yep.
When it hits, it reveals the top or exiles the top card, and you have the opportunity to cast it.
You're still not drawing it, though.
You're not drawing it. You have the opportunity to cast it. It hits it, exiles the top card. That's something that you would do in, like, blue. You know, have the ability to cast someone else's card.
But I mean, like, it's just... Red is you're just throwing stuff at your opponent, and hopefully they die before you run out of stuff. I can see Ragavan. I can't see some other shit.
Alright, so he returns the Teferi here. And then he's probably going to cast a Shardless Agent here to get a Rhino. Force of Violent Outburst. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Cascade. Hits a Violent Out or hits a Crashing Footfalls. Gets 2 Rhinos.
He's swinging.
He's back in it.
He's swinging.
That was the start. He needed 5 mana. That was the start.
But now, Tony just recast the Teferi. Now, I know he got his Rhinos, but, I mean...
He can.
And then bounce a Rhino?
He can.
So, it gives him 1 Rhino.
I mean, if he's smart here, he probably does recast the 3 Fairy. He said no. I'm convoking for this Urza. I'm using this Urza's ability to convoke with my artifacts. X equal to 5. I'm not sure what that card is because, like I said, Tony likes some spice. I'm not too familiar with that card art.
I'll just check. Because it seems important to do that. I mean, he's going to still get stuff free, but I'll be right back. I'm going to see what he did.
Going sicko mode.
That is a word of invention.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me just refresh my memory here. Improvise. Search your library for an artifact card, mana cost value X or less, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle. He went and got the Sword of the Meek, and he created infinite Thopters.
Right.
So that is a strong start here for Tony tonight at a 2-0 win for him.
All right, so what just happened, and I'm sorry, Nick, when you're playing this back and you hear this, he's walked into your house and took a bubble bath, and he made you run the water.
All right, well, on that one, I think we'll end it here. And we will be right back with round 2 and some more modern fun extravaganzas tonight. All right. Hang on. Let me retrade that. All right. Let's get back here to some modern.
You're watching The Last Spartan.
Ba-dum-bum.
Tony has switched sides to the vast detriment and ire of
We
Christian.
got, not Matt M. Matt Richards. And he is on Resolve 7 spells, win the game.
And on the other side, Tony makes his triumphant return. Can he dog walk Matt as he had to Nick?
All right.
Find out.
So, Burn v. Thopter combo.
Turn 3 Teferi, still a problem.
So here's the thing. Matt, if he is smart, you use your burn spells to control the board state with Tony. I mean, you kind of want to go to the face a lot, but you also want to control the board state. You want to kill that Ornithopter. You want to kill that Esper Sentinel,
Urza.
You want to kill that Urza. But no, Urza's a 1/4?
Roast? I don't know. Is Roast only green?
Huh? No.
Oh, that's for flying, isn't it?
There's
I don't know magic cards, okay? I thought of a card that did a lot of damage that was really cheap.
modern, you have Lightning Bolt, Lightning Helix, Boros Charm, Skullcrack, Rift Bolt, Monastery Swift Spear, Goblin Guide, and Eidolon. That's your. I just told you burn. Lightning Helix. I think I missed
So how do you deal with something with a fat butt? You don't. Oh
Double spell.
no! What's that one? One mana card that says when you do non-combat damage to creatures, they instead don't do damage but do -1/-1 counters.
Oh, yep. He's in all the prowess decks.
That's what you run then. Oh, I know my cards. I ran into it too many times, but I know my.
I can see him. Why can't I think of this card? You've stumped me. Monastery, Swift Spear, and help me out, chat. Help me out, please. Why can't I think of his name? Alright, so Burn is going to 6 here. For a deck that doesn't have a whole lot of hand draw or card draw, correction. It's going to be a little rough for him. Sacred Foundry, shock, pass. Hey, you see that Sacred Foundry? That's a good looking Sacred Foundry, ain't it?
That's a nice boulder.
That's a nice boulder. I mean, it is a boulder. It's a boulder getting blown up. But all right, so bolt to the face, lava spike. That's 2 spells. 5 more spells and he wins. He does have another bolt in hand. He's being smart here and holding it in case he does need to remove a creature, like a Stoneforge Mystic. There we go. Matt's played Stoneforge in the past. He knows he needs to deal with it.
Right
That's
now.
why he holds up that bolt. Now, Matt is new, getting back into Modern,
So he might know the meta.
but he does know problematic cards.
I'm trying to find this dang card.
I'll think of it eventually.
Soulscar Mage.
Thank you.
Yep, it is 1 red mana for a 1/2 with prowess. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a creature and opponent controls, put that many 1/1 counters on that creature instead. So you said that fat butt, get a little reduction.
Yeah.
Get that Kardashian booty out of there.
So Tony's already at 8.
That's
That,
the
that
power
bolt,
red.
that bolt went to the face. It didn't go to the Stoneforge. The Searing Blaze, it went to the Stoneforge
Blaze.
with landfall. Burn is a matchup we don't see at this shop a lot. No one runs Burn. I don't know why. I love Burn. I honestly, we joke about Burn being resolve 7 spells win the game. Burn is actually a control deck at its heart.
It is a fast control deck, though. That's the thing, though. I mean, technically, every deck, a lot of decks are control decks. They're just not, let me spend 30 minutes on a game control. Because every deck needs some level of control, unless you have some kind of ridiculous win con that doesn't require the other person to play with you. Like, Storm, I was thinking the deck you ran.
Ad nauseum?
Ad nauseum, yeah. Like, Ad nauseum doesn't care what the other person's doing, really. So it's just like, most decks have some kind of control.
Hey, thanks for remembering I played Ad nauseum.
Yeah.
Gets a Shadow Spear.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, Burn controls the battlefield, but it's mostly a life control. It's like, hey, check yourself.
I mean, we could just see land, Boros Charm game.
I see 1 land in Matt's hand.
I don't see 2 Boros Charms, though, sadly. He's thinking. He's in the tank. Alright, gotta skewer the critics.
That's not bad. We need some way to do damage, though.
There it is.
Boros.
He's going to go to 1. He's going to go to 1. He's going to skewer, take him to 1. Yep. Come on. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
There it is. There's this. Oh, he's skewering the Stoneforge. That's smart.
Okay.
And what was that last card in his hand? I wasn't able to see it.
I thought it was a land, but I could be mistaken. He could be holding it up. It's a trick I taught Matt. Let's see if he follows through. Hold a land in your hand if you don't need to play it.
I mean,
Make
you
them
don't.
think. Make them think.
You don't, because you could just rip another card off the top and it's another land. You just play your land you already have. He's also got that some big canyon to crack to replace it.
It could be a land. I look like a land, but I really couldn't tell. No, Matt.
He didn't hold it.
But
Now he can untap, draw. If it's not what he wants, he can crack a Sunbaked Canyon and resolve any of his last spells.
That's something. Still upset my son didn't do what I told him to do.
Urza's Thopter does not have life gain game 1. I don't think so.
Shadow Spear's not main board?
There's a Shadow Spear on the field. Okay, that's the life gain. So if Tony's smart here, he equips the Shadow Spear on the Stoneforge and swings in.
And he goes to what, 3?
2, he goes to 3.
So he's still in bolt range.
Still in bolt range.
I feel like that's the dude.
But he's not in Searing Blood range. Searing Blaze range.
True. I feel like he's on his back foot here. He really just needs to get a board state
Right,
down.
there's a Cauldron. But I mean, he could just untap, draw, win.
Well, he could do that with most of his spells, though. Matt's really just hoping on a top deck here.
And it's not even a top deck. He's got the Sunbait Canyons.
All right, here we go, Matt. Top deck. Hey.
He didn't immediately snap it off. Yep, there's the crack to Sunbait Canyon. There it is. There's the game. Game 1. That's game 1, boys. He shouldn't have anything to do with that. Yep, going to game 2. Going to game 2. You know what? I think he deserves this.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
I need to turn that volume up a bit.
Dang it, Bobby.
Dang it, Bobby.
I'm okay, Dad.
All right, so round 2. Matt brings in Smash to Smithereens. That it has to be a smash.
Yep, I mean, it's the best deck against it. I mean, like, you see a bunch of artifacts, you just say...
All right, Sanctifier on deck. I would not... He has no reason to bring in Sanctifier on deck. There's the cards he wants to hate out of the grave. He can't hate with Sanctifier. Roiling Vortex, maybe.
But Matt has a history of not reading cards, though, so you could put in Sanctifier anyway. Ooh.
Look, if I'm Matt here, I'm slapping 3 Smash to Smithereens in.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Smashing 3 of those in, probably taking out like... what am I taking out?
Is there any cards that he would run that's just specifically creature hate?
You know, I might shave some cards. I might, like, shave a Boros Charm, shave a Skewer, and shave, like, a Light Up the Stage if he's running it. I'd shave some cards. Alright, so I'm going to take this home. And if all goes well, I'm going to make a 4th scene for us. And you guys will get to see our lovely faces next week.
We're trying to keep them from coming. We're trying to get them coming back, Chris. They see our faces, they're going to be like, "Oh gosh."
Is Matt going to dethrone Tony here? I kind of want Matt to dethrone Tony here, just because I want to see some more burn. It's not something we see here at this shop.
So basically trying to burn some love in this shop, trying to maybe have some more people run some burn. Little micro meta going on.
Dude, look, burn, heck of a deck. Across all formats. Like, no matter what format, there's always some form of burn or like a super fast mono red aggro. I kind of want to see burn go all the way tonight.
Well, he got to buy first round, so it's certainly possible. With what? So it's like
He got the buy?
Get to buy first round.
Oh.
So that means there's 3 rounds. That means if he wins this, he'd be 2-0.
And he'll be 2-0.
He'll lose tiebreakers, but he'll be 2-0.
Then he just wins out.
I mean, he
doesn't care about tiebreakers then.
Yeah.
You gotta have a buy if you got an odd number of people. Sad reality. Going to 6. That was also a mold to 6 game 1 for Bat. Tony's keeping a full grip here. Let's see. I see an Urza. I see an Otawara, a Thopter assembly, and he put his hand down.
Matt's not close to his chest. He's not doing the fat guy shuffle. So, Alex, if you're still here, is there any thought-provoking questions that might or might not have me going onto a rant about terrorist attacks?
You talking about terrorist attacks again, boy?
No, I'm saying... I'm asking if she has any thought-provoking questions that may or may not have me down a rabbit hole.
What life lesson did you learn the hard way?
Interesting. What life lesson did I learn?
Goblin Guide. He takes it, reveals Shadow Spear, draws Shadow Spear.
Probably that procrastination will F you over. Or, okay, that's the wrong term. Being lazy will F you over. Not obviously everybody knows that, being hardworking is probably going to get you further in life. But I didn't really care in high school.
I don't know, dude. Last year, working 3 jobs at the time, between Kanawha County Schools, Walgreens, and Adventures on the Gorge, I worked 198 days straight. Not a single day off. Now, granted, when I worked at Adventures in the Gorge, they were kind of days off, but I still had to work. I was still getting a paycheck. So hard work.
Sorry, working hard intelligently.
Okay, because you can work 200 days straight and not really have anything to show for it.
Yeah, because if you're working at a low-paying job, then hard working is really not going to get you anywhere unless you're trying to just move up in the company, which still probably won't pay a whole lot. So I know when I got the offer to be a manager at Dollar Tree, they were only paying $12. So yeah, you can imagine my hesitancy to accept an offer as manager when I'm getting $12. So
well, hopefully everything works well for you, and he'll be getting that nice little bump.
Well, that's where working hard helps, though. You work hard intelligently, but being lazy gets you nowhere. Doesn't matter how smart you are.
Let's talk about this card real quick. Searing Blaze. Landfall, 2 damage to target creature, and 2 damage to that creature's controller.
Yep.
Landfall, Landfall lets it hit the controller that as well.
Yep.
I love that card.
It's tech. You're doing what you want to do, and then more.
Yeah, he drew a card here, but he also dealt damage and removed an artifact and or creature. So he cleared the way for Goblin God, dealt damage, and removed a problem.
It does what you want it to do, and more. There's nothing wrong with it.
It's honestly a perfect red card in my mind.
It's what red wants to do: clear the board and do damage to the person's face. You're effectively 2 for 1-ing.
Yeah.
With 1 card.
Yeah.
So.
All right. So Goblin God has been taken care of by a Portable Hole. Portable Hole's a newer card you might not know about. It gets ran. I don't run it in Control and Pioneer because I run Zerta as a companion. But it's a good removal spell. So, whenever it enters the battlefield, exile a non-land permanent, and opponent controls mana value 2 or less until it leaves the battlefield. So it's a O-ring, but in his deck, it's also an artifact.
Yep. So he can tap a hole for. But hopefully Matt sees one of his artifact destruction cards and then gets to get it back.
So I don't think you kill the 3 fairy here. I think you just focus. He's already at 10 life. You just focus him here.
How many of his burn spells though are instants?
You just do them on your turn because he could just go bolt here and win on his turn. I don't think you worry about the Teferi here.
At this life, yeah, you kind of just try to raise him, and hopefully he doesn't have his good hand.
Either that, or he doesn't just combo off. Right, there's the first part. Now there's 2 other parts to this combo. We already know I think sort of the Meeks in hand off of the Goblin God trigger. It was either that or the Shadow Spear he revealed. I can't really see his hand too well. I know there's still an Artawara in his hand because that was in his opening hand. So how many cards does Tony have? If Tony just has 1 card, it's the Ottawara. Rift Bolt. It does stop the Rift Bolt. Because that comes off at instant speed. It does stop the Rift Bolt.
See, yeah, Teferi says
It's just like the Rhinos. Exact same thing. Because it's suspend. But burn should just be like, alright, lightning helix you. You go to 3, and then bolt you. You dead. He's got a bolt in hand. Yeah. That's game.
boop,
That's game.
boop the
Because
snoot,
all he has is an Ottawara in hand.
boop the snoot.
Boop the snoot. Matt, 2-0. Sorry that was a quick one, but it's going to be burn. So we will get back to you guys as soon as round 3 is available. Unless you have any thoughts or anything you want to talk about.
Now Matt's in the bubble bath.
Matt is in the bubble bath.
Well, no, this isn't bubble bath. This is more like you walk up to a guy and you say, "Give me your lunch money." You take his lunch money, and you get the food. You eat the food in front of him. Then he may tell you to throw away the trash.
Okay. Real quick.
This is more of a bully. This is a bully game. He said, "I'm doing my spells. You can do what you want."
No, like I said, he didn't need to worry about the Teferi. He's already
Just
in
race
single
him.
digits. Just hit him.
Yep.
Hit the face
Yep,
at
do
that
it.
point.
Yep, make it eat the food, make him throw away the wrapper.
Eat the food, make him throw away the wrapper.
That's what he did.
Oh my gosh, that was good. That was good. I do love his sleeves. Love that Japanese dragon, whatever it is.
And Matt, don't pull up your stuff right here. You can see it on camera. Check your tabs on me.
Check your tabs only. All right, y'all. We'll get back to you at round 3. We'll bring you some more modern. And real quick, just if you get a chance, check out Lost Legion Games and Comics on TCG Player. And shout out to Last Spartan MTG for making this dream a reality here, y'all. Thank you, and we will be right back.
I know you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I know you see just how I don't know. It would change for me and be so.
Copyright. All right, y'all. Welcome back to Modern FNM at Lost Legion Games and Comics at South Charleston, West Virginia. West, by God, where the stars and bars are proudly raised. We are bringing you a heated round 3 with Zach Crum being 2-0 on Jund Saga and Matt Richards being 2-0 with Bernie Sanders. Oh man, you remember him? Bernie Sanders?
It's not dead.
Such a lovely grandpa. So yeah, this match is going to be interesting. I don't think Matt's ever played against Jund Saga. He just played against a Saga deck. Jund Saga plays a lot different than Urza's Thopter.
He's gonna find out.
He's going to F around and find out.
He might win it.
So, some key cards that I think Matt's going to have trouble with. Goyf.
I mean,
I think Goyf is going to be a problem for Matt here. Not really worried about a Douthie Voidwalker here from Jund.
more show tunes. I don't think I even know any more show tunes.
Y'all bits for more show tunes? Let's think of some good show tunes here. I'm the music guy. I should know this.
I know almost no show tunes.
Well, I want those bits, man. They used to say do it for the vine.
I ain't gonna do it. Yeah, I don't know any show tunes. Oh, it's not really show tune, but I am 16, going on 17. So young and so naive. You are 17, going on 18.
So that was a Thoughtseize. Took a Lightning Helix. It's a hard knock life for us. Mistreated, we get kicked. Trying to get some more. Alright, Goblin Guides. Did not swing in because Goify Boy.
Which movie?
Mamma Mia. My, how could I resist you?
Mamma mia, here we go again. Bye bye.
Look, we can come up with some good ones. You give us some time. Alright, so the Goblin Guide is stonewalled by Termagoyf. And what I say the problem was going to be this match? Termagoyf. Oh, he's swinging in.
He said, I don't respect your gangster.
He's wanting to see what he had. There's another Goify Boy on the top. Maybe he's going to burn the Goif here. Yeah, he burns the Goif, finishes it off.
Try to get that damage down.
Get that damage in.
Yeah.
He knows there's another Goif on top.
Respect.
Oh, 100 bits? Oh my gosh.
Them biddies.
Hey, thank you for that. That's big. That's a nice little chunk of change there.
That's hecka generous.
You know, I feel kind of bad whenever I'm watching Twitch streams and I give them bits and it's usually like $1. It's like 1 bit.
Hey.
But I don't have 100 bits.
Hey. Some biddies.
Man, there's just some.
Time music. Oh yeah, I remember watching that Mr. Marshall's class. You were there too. I remember when
Oh, a deer, a female deer, ray,
a drop of golden sun,
me
a name I call myself, far a long, long way to run.
We could keep going, but I don't want to get demonetized. Oh, there was 200 biddies. I didn't notice that. I just saw the one there. Alright, so we got the second Goif to deal with here, bringing it back into this game here. Wooded Foothills. Swings the Goif. Did you see, hang on. Did you see how aggressive he was? Like, I'm gonna roll your life total.
He said, I'll do it. I took it down. I get to do it.
Oh my gosh, that was.
He said, yeah, it's mine.
Oh my gosh.
He said, oh, he put it back up. He's like, sorry. Yeah, you got too zealous there. Alex, do you remember whenever Logan Summers and Megan, I forget her last name, where they got into that fist fight and Mr. Marshall was like looking down so he didn't hear it, and so they just fought, and then they sat back down after the fight and no one said a word. And we offer a side story. Yeah, I mean it's also we also watched Cats. It was great. Oh, game. That's game. I think. Yeah. What happened?
I didn't see what happened there.
I was too busy reminiscing about middle school days. Something like DuPont was something else. I'm gonna see who won that.
Yeah.
It was fast.
Alright, y'all. You just hearing them talk out there. I think that went to Matt. I'm sorry I missed that. I was busy looking up something. Went to Matt, right?
Yeah, with the Matt. Zach just said basically, he the chance of him not finding the burn at 6 Life is pretty not going to happen.
I mean, feels like an early scoop.
He said game 2. He'd say, you know what, new game, I have to go first. Let me get a good 7. He said he didn't factor in the Rift Bolt, which caused problems.
Gotcha. I mean, I saw he was sitting there at 6 life, and I was like, okay, but
He's fine.
is Matt going to go all the way tonight?
Matt might 3-0 it.
Do you think that was the first time Matt's went all the way? Innuendo. Eyebrows.
That's what we call a little double entendre. Melissa is not there. I don't remember. Got her head something. Bro, I remember that.
So what Matt wants to bring in here is those Sanctifier Invex. Pro Black, Pro Red. Pro Black, Pro Red. Exiles Black and Red cards. That's something he probably wants to see here. From the Jun Saga board against Burn, it's kind of niche, but if he's running Weather the Storm, he could bring in Weather the Storm for that life gain. Burn's not really in the meta anymore, and a lot of these net deck lists, they
don't really count for it. They're worried about other stuff.
EE for 1, get rid of the Swift Spears and Goblin Guides, but Engineered Explosives.
Yeah.
Haywire Might, 1 mana artifact that he can tutor with Urza Saga. When it dies, you gain 2 life. And you can exile target non-creature artifact or non-creature enchantment. Not really relevant here. Gets rid of nothing from Matt's board, except a Roiling Vortex.
I think the best thing you can really do, which I don't know if this is what Jun can do, but basically you just make sure he has to have the answers for the stuff on the board. Don't let him hit you with the face with the bolts. Make him bolt your creatures.
Now, if I was Zach here, the game 1, I probably would have just took that Goblin Guide hit. Because, why else would he have swung if he didn't have a burn spell to kill to finish off the Goyf, So,
Well, we had a second Goyf, so probably hoping that.
He didn't know the second Goyf. Well, he did because it flipped it off the top. So,
maybe he was just saying second Goyf, you got to deal with 2, and then he dealt with 2.
Swift Spear.
Good start.
Swing! He's swinging in, attempting to trade with the monkey. He did not. Now, Matt's going to get hit with this monkey. He's going to get treasure, some rampage, get the top card of his library, which is a Rift Bolt. He can totally suspend that Rift Bolt.
Oh, Alex, do you remember whenever Mr. Britton and Miss Duncan got arrested or pulled over or whatever for drunk driving?
I know you want to get aggressive with the Swift Spear, but at the same time, I want to see that Ragavan gone.
Yeah. No need to be giving people card advantage.
Some people say Ragavan's a problem card in Modern. No. I don't think it's a problem card in Modern because there's so many ways to kill it. I think it's an overplayed card in Modern.
It's like this. What defines a problem card? Because we have Goyf, which I guess it really isn't crazy strong anymore. But it's still Goyf though, right? So it's
it's still a 2 mana 6.
Yeah.
7.
So what defines a problem card? Is it cards that you don't want to deal with, or is it cards that are actually problem cards? So
all right. So back to our talk earlier. 3 Fairy. Is he a problem card, or is he a card you don't want to deal with?
I think he skirts the line, but I think that he does not win games. So by himself, you don't drop Teferi unless you're going up against Rhinos, and be like, okay, I'm Gucci.
I'm set.
Yeah, there are matchups, of course, where Teferi will give you a huge advantage in the game, but it's still a Planeswalker. There are still a lot of cards in colors that say, hey, see that Planeswalker? Put it in the graveyard.
Hey, Teferi, take a dirt nap.
Yeah, there are ways you can kill Teferi, and he can't protect himself Not really. I mean, he can bounce a card, but he's also losing loyalty for it. So it's just like, no, he's not a problem card. He's annoying. He's very annoying, but I would not call it a problem card. Problem cards typically get banned.
That Goyf just 2 for 1 Matt's hand. That's 6 points that could have went straight to the face.
But you gotta deal with it though. That's the problem. You gotta deal with Goyf. And red, unfortunately,
We'll see if that is
blunder?
He does not need to touch that Haywire Mite. He touches that Haywire Mite, it's done. He does have a Boros Charm and something else in hand. Thank you for doing that mod thing there, Miss Alex. Remember we questioned you last time, and I'm never questioning again. I see a Boros Charm in hand, so that's a guaranteed 4.
all right.
You don't want to swing into that Haywire Mite. Oh, and it just gets fatal pushed.
Look for it.
Can you imagine if there's a deflecting palm in Matt's hand, and he says, "Hey, you're gonna swing that Goyf at me?" Deflecting palm.
He runs him in the sideboard. That's what I'm talking about. A little bit of sauce. How many?
Man, you're banning a lot of people there, homegirl.
He said a lot of bots. I think some other middle school stuff that happened that was just unhinged. How about, it's not really an event, Alex, but just Vietnam Holcomb. Dude probably shouldn't have been a teacher. He's also kind of sus around some of them girls. I don't know. He was a little sus.
Matt's in a bad spot here.
Matt's probably going to go to game 3. Dude's getting board state now. Matt's having trouble with cards in hand. I think I see, like, is that 2 lands in his hand? I can't tell.
I know there's a Boros Charm, and that's about it.
I can't see his hand. Those aren't lands. I saw a bolt, I think. Another burn spell. I can't tell what it is. I don't know burn that well.
There's a Searing Blaze.
I saw a bolt.
Ren and 6.
Yeah, no, that class was awful, Alex. I'm not calling him racist, but he did not like me, and I don't know why. I'm cool with all teachers, but he had some problems with me.
Best thing Matt has here is 3 bolts in hand, but I don't think that's the case.
I guess 1. I have problems with math teachers. I think it was. Do things, kids. The DSs. There we go, bro. DSs came around the perfect time for us. Picto Chat, Mario Kart, Bomberman. I remember playing that stuff on field trips with like everybody, and you didn't know only one person needed the game too, and everybody could share that game. DSs back then were cracked.
Crumb just had it all.
Yeah, game 3.
Crumb had it all there.
He survived the burn, and he said, all right. Wipes nose, anime, smirk. My turn.
I need a sad trombone bit.
Oh.
Oh no, this can't be.
I fixed it to where we had sound, and now we don't have sound. These were the only thing that transcended between the clicks.
The S's. Yeah, bro, the S's were fucking amazing.
I remember PictoChat.
PictoChat was bomb. You'd spend like 2 minutes scribbling on your screen to get it all black, and then just keep sending those things down.
Yeah.
I definitely specifically remember Mario Kart Bomberman on a school bus. It was like a 2-hour ride, and we were cooking with that. Remember silly bands that were a thing for like 2 months?
Yeah. I remember me some silly bands.
Some silly bands. Guess y'all for coolest ones.
Alright, we got Lightning Helix, Land, something. Over here we have another Tarmogoyf. I hope that wasn't a Hail Might.
They were simpler times.
Saga, Verdant, Nihil Spellbomb, Terminate. That's an instant keep from Jund. I didn't see Matt's hand too well. But it's definitely an instant keep from Jund. Jelly bands? I don't remember jelly bands.
I remember them getting banned, but I don't remember what they were.
I remember Livestrong bands.
Yeah, I remember them getting banned, but I don't remember what jelly bands were. I remember the Hornets people would shoot out. I was gonna fight somebody for that once.
Inspiring Vantage. So we Lava Spiked 17. He's smart. Matt's smart here, holding up that burn spell. Sorcery Land instant. He cannot burn a Goyf here. He cannot Helix a Goyf here. It will live. Because the Helix will resolve. That'll put instant in the yard. Then then Goyf checks.
State-based actions.
State-based actions. And Goyf will be a 3/4. So he cannot burn a Goyf here. So if he is going to, he needs to just Helix Crumb here. That's what he needs to do. If Crumb plays Goyf.
I will confidently say, Alex, I don't remember that. They either got banned too quickly, or I wasn't in the know for that.
I mean, you have to do something here. Yeah, you Helix. Yeah, you Helix him. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the Hornets are annoying because they would act like, oh, it's just a Hornet, what are you, you like a little girl or whatever. It's like, no, they hurt, and I'm gonna hit you if you sling that thing at me again. Because they would rock those things tight too. They weren't making like little spitball hornets though. They were making some missiles to come at you.
So I think what Matt does here is think against the Jund deck is you just go to his face, especially at this point. You can eat a Goyf for 2 turns. You can eat that. You can't eat 2 Goyfs, but you can eat 1 Goyf for 2 turns.
Yeah, like 1 Goyf, you can start racing with that, assuming your hand's good enough. Yeah, I remember when teachers banned the Hornets, and basically if you were caught open carrying with a rubber band, you had a rubber band on you, they would ask you. They say empty your pockets.
Well,
I started just cutting the things. If I got a hold of their rubber band, I would just start cutting them.
So I can hear the arrogance in Crumb's voice right now. Crumb feels set here.
I mean, you said he had a really good hand, so I guess that would be too.
Now Crumb's not doing anything this turn because he just created a construct. That's all he did. He's swinging in with a 3/4 Goyf. Matt gets a bolt here. Now what Matt probably should do is waste a burn spell on that. I don't know. He's 4 cards away from winning. Or he can kill this construct.
I mean,
see, this is what I'm talking about. Burn turns into the control deck. It's got to decide, hey, do I just go for the face here and hope that I'm quick enough? Or is it, hey, do I kill a creature and hope that I'm resilient enough to live the other one? If I'm in Matt's position here, I'm probably going face.
yeah, you just wait until you get yourself a, I forget the card name is, Chris, the one that does 2 damage to a creature and 2...
Searing Blood.
Yeah.
Blaze.
Yeah, so
Searing
I
Blaze.
mean, so what's the construct? 2/2 right now?
Construct is now a 2/2.
Yeah, so you can still Searing Blaze it. I would just hope for a top deck Searing Blaze, and then just keep going to face. Yeah, because at some point you have to brace with burn. You can't just keep controlling the board because you don't have card draw, which is what actual control does.
They have light up the stage now,
It's not card draw.
but that Goyf just got life link off the Shadow Spear.
Which means you have to kill with it now. But you can't really deal with it. And that's probably where Matt loses the game. Unless he can just really go off next turn. So with 2 mana, what are you going off with?
That is...
That's game. It's game.
I'm pretty sure there's a Shadow Spear on there.
If it's a Shadow Spear, it's game.
But I don't think Crumb gained life.
He just... Wait, Matt could have Skull Cracks if he sideboarded for it.
That is a Skull Crack. That's why he didn't gain life.
There you go. Matt's playing smart.
That's why he was holding up. Good job, Matt.
Playing smart? He's played Burn for...
He's played
his whole
Burn a
life.
very long time. So Matt has to deal 8 points of damage this turn. Otherwise... Or he just holds another Skull Crack.
Does he have anything?
I don't know. I think I see a Goblin Guide.
He's got a fucking grip, bro.
I think if he hits one land, he's probably gas.
Oh, he gets to
Matt has this turn
hit draw land.
to make it count.
He already had one in hand. He's looking. I think he's only has 3 mana cards in hand. Because once Crumb starts gaining life, it starts getting
It's
really,
over.
it gets really difficult. Unless Matt gets another land, and then he can start going up. But it's still difficult.
There's a Boris Charm, so he can do 4, get him to 4, but then Crumb goes back up to 9, and he almost dies.
You have. It's just. This is where that anti-artifact. No, wait, you can't do anti-artifact because Shadow Spear is indestructible, isn't it?
Nope.
No. You make the creature indestructible? No, you
pay a colorless.
You make something else unindestructible
Yes.
and unhexproof, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm learning. I've never actually run against Shadow Spear,
Yeah, Shadow Spear has trample, lifelink.
which is already strong.
+1/+1. Yeah, Shadow Spear is a strong card. IMO, Shadow Spear should be 2 generic. Or like 1 red pip.
Well, how much is it to equip?
2?
I mean, it's a mythic, isn't it?
It's a rare.
It's a rare. Yeah, I gave up. He's down about it.
Yeah. We
Go
didn't
for
get
it.
to see Matt do a clean sweep tonight. This one's going to go to Crumb. That Shadow Spear on the Goyf was big baddie. Plus just double Goyf and Construct. That was rough. Crumb had it all games 2 and 3. There's nothing that we can really say. Matt had the Skull Crack that one turn. That was good.
Yeah, he played great with what he was dealt
But
with.
it was dealt.
But at some point, you need 3 lands.
At the end of the day, RNG kind of screwed him over here.
How much would you say Crumb was running for Shadow Spear? Is it just 1 of or 2 of?
It's a 1 of because you play Saga.
So that 1 of won him the game.
That 1 of is technically... Well, he fetched it off of a Saga. 1 of is technically a 5 of.
Okay, I see. Well, it's unfortunate Matt did not have the counter Shadow Spear, which is blowing the heck up.
Yeah.
But
He didn't have the smash.
hey, 2-1 ain't bad though.
2-1 so far. He's still in running for top 4. We got Crumb definitely in running for first or second. We have...
It really depends on how tiebreakers go. Because Matt.
Well, we have 1 more round.
Oh, it's 4 rounds?
We should have 4 rounds.
What time, people?
Anything over 8.
Gotcha.
They have the choice. So we may be back, and if we are not back, I will come back and give you a brief little, hey y'all, I'll give you the sign off, y'all. But yeah, we will be right back. Later, Tater. And we are live for round 4, final round. We have Zach Crum again on Jund Saga and Mr. Nate with Amulet Titan. Haven't seen an Amulet player in a hot minute. Now, Amulet is one of those busted decks that can kill you on turn 2 with the right hand.
That sounds busted.
It is busted, it is ignorant, and it is stupid.
Is it ignorant?
It is ignorant. But we are here for Modern, so we gotta expect this from time to time.
Okay, so
Titan's also one of those decks that has 0 interaction.
So we know its ceiling is turn 2. What's its average? What's its
4.
4?
4.
What's it do?
So, Amulet Titan. Amulet is a card that says if a card enters the battlefield tapped, it enters untapped instead.
Okay.
He runs the lands that are the bounce lands that produce 2 mana apiece, and they enter tapped and you bounce a land.
Yep.
Plays cards that allow you to play extra lands like Dryad of Elysian Grove and Explorer, cards like that.
So a bunch of mana value early.
Mana value early. You create a bunch of mana. You play a Titan. You give it haste with, I think it's Kessig Wolf Run. You give it haste with that. And you swing in, get 2 more triggers, and you can give it double strike and win.
It seems kind of fair, though.
There's a lot that has to go right. You do have to have the nuts for the turn 2, but you could also, some players run Valakut. Just get a bunch of Valakut triggers.
Yep. Because the Titans don't have any kind of evasion. So
They don't.
So you can just kill them.
So, not hating the deck, it takes a lot of thought to play the deck. You have to know what lands to get when. It runs a Zuza, a Boral Grazer. When a Boral Grazer enters the battlefield, you may put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped for free. But like I said, with Amulet of Vigor, whenever a permanent enters the battlefield tapped and under your control, you untap it. So there's a lot of math. It takes a special person to play Amulet Titan.
Okay.
Oh, I might have. Okay, we're good. We're good. New card, a newer. I can't even say new. Man, Zendikar Rising feels like it's a new set, but I know it's not.
Been out for a million years.
10 words. How do you speak? You want a good commentator. You don't want me, apparently, because I'm just going to muddle over my tongue. Turn Timber Symbiosis.
That's a bit of a mouthful.
7 mana. Triple green. Sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If that card has converted mana cost 3 or less, it enters the battlefield with 3 additional 1/1 counters on it. Put the rest on the bottom. And on the backside, it is a land that says, pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters the battlefield tapped. And you can tap it at a green.
Hello, Matt. How would you say that your experience has been so far at playing Burn?
I'm gonna sell out for another 4 years.
Sell out for another... You heard it here first, folks. Matt Richards is going to sell Burnout for another 4 years.
No mental.
We're going to play Pioneer, the real man's format. I'm all for Pioneer. So the key lands, right, in Amulet Titan are going to be Valakut. Basuva enters the battlefield as a copy of another land. Let's see. Sunhome, Fortress of the Legion. That gives him double strike. Slayer Stronghold. That's the one that gives him plus 2/0 vigilance and haste. So like in Modern, here's what happens in Modern. You know, typically turn 1, fetch shock. You're at 17. right? You get that double Amulet hand, which allows you to do that trigger twice, make all that mana. You get to go Slayer Stronghold into a, a Sunhome Fortress. And you give a 6/6 plus 2/0 haste and double strike. That's 8. You're slapping someone for 16.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's rough. And then you already have so many land on the field, you can just Valakut end it when the Titan hits.
You get Thought Seized?
Yeah, he got Thought Seized. All these lands. Nate has all these special versions, and they're all foil. So it's kind of hard to tell some of his lands sometimes.
Is that an Explorer?
That is an Explorer. Play an additional land this turn.
Draw a card.
Bounce. Plays a Boros Garrison. Returns. What was that?
I guess a Forest. Maybe.
No, it wasn't the Forest. It was the. So this is a match that there's the Dryad. Dryad allows you to spend mana, pretty much.
As though it was any color.
You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control are every basic land type in addition to their other types. Is it a Grimflare? No. What is that? What is that card? I don't know that card. I don't know if y'all could hear it, but that was Zach's commentary on the match. He said, "If you primetime me here, I'm not looking great." So Cavern, Summoner's Pact, Cavern named probably
Titan.
Giant.
Whatever they're called.
He's a giant. 17. He gets a Gruul Turf and a Selesnya something, whatever that is. I forget all the Simic Growth Chamber. Yeah. Having to relearn all these lands.
Price is wrong. I don't know how it goes.
Welcome back, Miss Alex. You are going to be one of the faithful ones that always get rated out with us here.
What time it is?
So you see what I was saying? Titan has literally 0 interaction.
Well, they don't interact with that person's board, but that doesn't mean like Crumb here can't do something against the Titan. The Titan isn't some like omniscient being that is unkillable. So I mean, when I think no interaction, I think of stuff like Ad Nauseam, where there's not really much you can really do to stop it.
Yeah, but it's glass cannon.
Yeah, but it's still not very interactive. This is, at least you're playing creatures that can die. Rimworld. Ooh, how's Rimworld going?
There's that turn Timber Symbiosis.
Maker's Breath.
Did he whiff? It's a lot of land. Is that all land? No.
Just got their prime time in hand. Goodbye, Tinsu. Best colony? That's good to hear. I mean, my last one almost got burned to the ground because the mechanoids dropped down. They just started setting stuff on fire or whatever. And I did not have any fire foam poppers in the area where the fire was, and that was actually my tree grove. So you can imagine how that went. All right. So what's the play here? What does Crumb do to not die?
Another Goif. Another Goif. Karn. Yeah, Karnstroke doesn't even really get him here. He plays a Gigantha. Gigantha's a good start. I don't know, it's a rough one. I'm pulling up Gigantha here.
Are there any decks that just make Titan not a very good matchup for it?
So what is Titan not good against?
Yeah, like what does it struggle against? Every deck has its counter.
Murktide is a good counter to Amulet. Because Murktide's kind of doing the same thing. You know, turn 2, turn 3, it creates a big dude flying. There's the Amulet.
Would taxes do it, or is taxes not enough to deal with that much land?
So, Leon Arbiter would be a great card. Taxus is a rough match for Titan. I can see that because of Leon and Arbiter. First match here went to Titan, most definitely. Gigantha ain't doing a whole lot here. Alright, Alex, so we were banking on Crumb to give us the interaction in this matchup here. Give us some brain teasers. I got faith that Crumb can pull this one off, though. Like you said, Crumb doesn't not have outs to Titan.
Just Thoughtseizes away is good stuff.
Thoughtseizes away is good stuff. Could run Necromentia.
I like Necromentia.
Necromentia named Titan. That feels really good. Thoughtseize a Titan. Necromentia a Titan. That feels good. They can still win through Valakut. But if you have like 3 or 4 copies of Necromentia, just name Valakut, and then Titan's got a bunch of mana dorks.
Just be better.
If Crumb runs Necro, or even a Surgical for that matter, he's in a better spot here. Or if he runs like Ashiok, opponents can't search libraries. But if he brings Ashiok in, or Necro, he can't companion Gigantha. Because Gigantha's companion thing says, hey, your cards can't have double pips.
So, is that worth the trade-off, though?
In this matchup, absolutely. But this Amulet's not as big anymore, so people can go to Gigantha. Top 3 things on your bucket list.
FBs get money? That's probably not one.
That's number 1, baby. Top 3 things on my bucket list. So, number 1 is live in a tiny home / school bus, converted school bus. That's my number 1. That's an idealistic goal I have in life. And, I mean, I kind of got to experience it this past summer. Lived in a tent by choice at a campground for about 3 months. Then I upgraded to a camper, y'all. So I know what tiny home life is like. Then I lived in a camper for 2 or 3 months by choice. I don't know why you're laughing so hard.
You have to make sure, you have to clarify.
Yeah. So tiny home / converted bus is definitely a bucket list thing for me. Nate's got some mismatched sleeves there.
Oh, Judge.
Hudge. Number 2. I've already had number 2, but like I didn't at the same time because it wasn't a vacation. I want to win or have like an all expense paid vacation.
Yeah.
Like that'd be really nice. By choice.
You have to clarify.
No, number 1 is definitely that. Number 2, I'd like to have a impact on a. I'd like to have a lasting impact. You know, something that you could write in history books about. I don't know what exactly it would be, but that's definitely on a bucket list. You know, maybe not like Nobel Prize, but like
Kill a president?
Hey, this guy did something noteworthy. You know, not something big, but something that's like, hey, newspaper comes up, it's the headline.
Throttled Hunter Wings.
That's already happened. Number 3 on my bucket list, I'd like to do some voice acting.
That always looks kind of fun.
That I would like to do some voice acting. Like D&D gives me a way to do that voice acting, but to be able to do professional voice acting would be really cool. I can pull up some different voices, but you know, one of my favorite ones that I've been doing here lately is I call him Rahim. I don't know where he comes from, but his name is Rahim. So yeah, those are my 3 things. Do something, or live in a tiny home / converted bus.
By choice.
By choice. Do something noteworthy, like, you know, headline worthy, and you know, do some voiceover acting. You know, it doesn't have to be anything big, but like, you know, small TV channels like, hey, you want to come in here and read some lines for us? Heck yeah.
Yeah, it looks fun.
You know, one of those Netflix spin-offs.
It's like John's out ahead early.
Yeah, that's where Crumb wants to be, but he was also on the play. Alpine Moon's a good call here. Shuts off some of his lands. I don't know. We don't know what he named on that Alpine Moon. I'm probably naming like Slayer Stronghold, or maybe the Zuba is what I'm naming. One of those two. Not for sure what he named on that though. Tarmogoyf. All right, this one's looking like early on like a Jun game here, which is good.
Got a lot of stuff on the board. He's out ahead. Looking good.
What are your 3 bucket list things?
Oh, one's probably play a professional sport. Now I can't do most of them now because I'm too old. But MMA, I'm starting that up, looking good. Punch people for a living.
So when's Dana White going to say, hey, I want to give you your shot?
Once I go viral, I don't know, knocking some kid out on YouTube.
I want to see that 6-second flying knee. Who the is this guy?
Yeah. Who the F is that? Alright, I mean, John's looking pretty good.
John's in a comfortable spot right now. He can make double goys with that flipped fable.
Don't get picky with the kiki.
You know what sounds really good right now?
What's that?
Some ribs.
Ribs always sound good. There's never a time where it's like, nah, I don't want no ribs. Like,
Let's get Club B's going. Alright, so he killed the goblin token. Swings in Goyf. Man, Krun has gotten handsy with his opponent's life die.
look, he said, I'll do it. I'm the one taking you down.
And then, yeah, and then
It's
he's
like-
like, I'm setting mine.
It's like, look, man, you can't find 11.
All right, so MMA or do a professional sport. That's a bucket
But probably
list.
MMA because nothing. I'm too old for the other ones, football, basketball. I'm not too old for baseball, but I'm
Tennis?
golf. Something I would enjoy, I guess, because golf is something that I don't want to be out in the sun that long, and tennis is fun, but I don't think it's fun enough for me to actually dedicate my, my time to. It's something to do like, oh, hey, Aaron, we'll play some tennis. Yeah, sure.
So, real quick, Crumb. So we know Alpine Moon has named Saga. Because he went to put that Saga down, and Crumb reminded him, "Hey, I got Alpine Moon on Saga." Crumb should have just let it happen. Like if Crumb was wanting to, go for the win here, I know we're fairly friendly here. He could have put that in, and then Saga would have just died. But Crumb was very cash money. He was like, "Hey, man, remember this Alpine Moon's on Saga."
Yeah, I mean, look, it's not a tournament. It's a tournament. It's not a tournament. There's no reason to.
Yeah, if it was a tournament, I'd be saying something about those mismatched sleeves.
Oh no! Look, I'd let him get 2 turns in and call judge over. But yeah, I mean,
At least that was cash money at Crumb. Good job, Crumb.
yeah, like, we're all friends here. No reason. Isn't it like you might win the game off of that, but you ain't winning any friends off of that.
All right, what's your number 2?
I don't know, to be honest. I never really had a bucket list. It's just stuff I wanted to do, and then I either gave up on it or I didn't.
I could change something in my bucket list. Like probably that second one, like the doing something notoriety of notoriety. Yeah, that's right. It'd be something car related, just because I'm big piston head.
Like own a certain kind of car.
Well, my dream car is a 1994 Nissan Skyline GTR 32, right-hand drive.
Did you like Google this, or did you ever drive one? Like, man,
I've
I want
never
one.
drove one because that car, they only imported, I think, 1,700 of them to the States. It's a Japanese car. It was used in the Fast and Furious franchise. It was Paul Walker's. That silver and blue car that Paul Walker drove?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
in the second one.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very rare car. They sell upwards of 170,000.
Goodness.
Yeah. So it'd probably be something car related for a bucket list. So I could call an audible on that one.
Got 2 car trucks.
He has 2 constructs.
Shadow Spear.
Shadow Spear, Haywire Might.
So unless
And I can't tell what that other one is underneath the Haywire Might. So his constructs are big. This one's definitely feeling like a Jun match here.
I mean that Titan's not gonna really be able to stop everything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 2 6/6s.
Jump.
I don't know. I wish he would clean up his board state a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, y'all. I was trying to look at Titan's hand here, seeing what he has to really get out of this. He can get an attack trigger off this Primeval Titan, but it's going to die. I'm just trying to think of what lands he could grab to make it worthwhile. Alright, floating 6, 7 mana. That's that Turn Timber Symbiosis. He's looking for probably another Titan here. Was I wrong? Oh, no, that's not Turn Timber Symbiosis. That's Cultivator Colossus. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. Give me a second. I have to refresh myself on Cultivator Colossus. It's a...
1L.
Huh?
1L.
1L? see if that gets her. Star Trample. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control. When it enters the battlefield, you may put a land card from your hand into the battlefield. That's what that Vasuva was, I think.
If you do, draw a card and repeat.
If you do and repeat, yeah. So
Refill your hand.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That Cultivator Colossus is 7/7. Prime Time's at 6/6. He's got good blockers.
Thing is, Nate's at 11. He has a lot of board.
He's got a lot of board. He's got the Shadow Spear to give trample and lifelink. Like,
I think you can just race this. If you have another card in hand, that's pretty good.
he's using the Kiki to create copies of the construct.
Makes them bigger, and then it's a free attacker. That's a fatty.
Yeah. Sorry about that miscall on the turn timber symbiosis. Definitely a cultivator colossus. Once I realized what he was doing with it. So he just took it. Nate just took it. Up to 23 life, I believe. Yeah, we're at 23 life. So
It's not pretty.
they probably just need to go to game 3 here. Nate probably could pull something random out. Don't know what it could be. But I'd like to see a game 3. What's your dream car, Aaron? I know you're fairly, I know you're not a big car fanatic, but what is your dream car?
Let me double check, make sure I'm saying this right so I don't look silly.
Now, I have two things. I got a dream car, and I have a dream car within reason. My dream car, we already kind of talked about it, but it's also the 2015 version of the Nissan GTR Nismo edition. You can get those for a cool $210,000 right now. Brand spanking new off the lot. My dream car within reason is a 1969 nice Chevy Camaro. Drop a 550 Edelbrock in that thing.
Camaros or not?
Either that or 5.0 Coyote. That'd be beautiful. Also, another audible mention for the honorable mention for the dream car within reason is going to be that Tesla Model 3 S Plaid. You can pick up a used one for a cool 80 grand. I say dream car within reason because once you get that credit banging, you get, a couple more years, get that cash flow going. Hope your stocks play right. All right, we're still going. Nate's at 4 life. Amulet, he's doing Titan things here. He's thinking through it. He's having to rack his brain. That's why I wouldn't want to play Titan, just because it's so much thinking. Pardon me. Primeval attack trigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's going to make this Cultivator Colossus an 8/8. I think Crumb might just be able to take it on the chin here, unless he gets the double strike land. If he gets the double strike land, he's not able to take it on the chin. He didn't. Oh, the Slayer Stronghold's already out.
Alright, so Flumsing, the year doesn't really matter as long as it's a mid 2010s Corvette Z06. Hey, gotta be a nice deep royal blue as well. But yeah, mid 2010s Corvette Z06.
So are you going to be that dad who has the midlife crisis at 40 and buys one.
I'm a midlife crisis at 14. So, yeah, look, man, I'm just saying, like, I like me some sports cars. That or like a Dodge Viper. Ate that for life, and he's fighting for it.
You know what the 69 Camaro looks like, right?
Nope. I know what Camaro.
Let me just say this.
I know what Camaros look like.
We're going to take you to Flavortown.
Oh my gosh. That's a classic though.
It's a good looking car, man. It's also one of the first model years of the Camaro. It's the Gen 1. All right, y'all. Crum took a good hit here. He's at 8. He went from 23 to 8. Took 15 on the chin.
That hurts. But you gotta crack back. Dude's at 4. You gotta get 4 damage through.
And he's got a Haywire Mite, a Kiki. He lost the Goif. Haywire Mite, Kiki, and 2 Constructs.
Big Constructs.
That you can slap that Shadow Spear on. Pretty sure this is going to be going into game 3 unless Nate's got something else up his sleeve here.
With 2 mana.
No, he's got 4. Those are double producers.
Ah. What's that?
That. I'm not entirely sure what that card is. It looks like it's a board wipe effect of some sort, maybe. Got rid of the Haywire Mite. We're definitely cleaning up some form of board here. I didn't know what that card was. I'm going to find out what that card is. Aaron, try to keep him entertained.
That's my job.
Hey, you're the entertainer.
Well, this doesn't matter what card it is because the game's over. We're going to see in a second who won. Chris is going to check it up, and I'm sure he'll ask who won that game. I didn't look because I was getting back in my chair.
It's called Fire Spout.
Fire Spout. Who won the game?
We're going to game 3.
Sweet.
So we will pull up what this card is for you here in a second because I need to reread it myself. So this was a definitely off-meta card. Deals 3 damage to each creature without flying. If red was spent to cast a spell, and 3 damage to each creature with flying. If green was spent... Hang on. Fire Spell does 3 damage to each creature without flying.
If red was spent.
If red was spent to cast a spell, and 3 damage to each creature with flying if green was spent to cast the spell. So it's 6 damage if it's both? No.
No,
it can't.
3 flying, 3 non-flying if it's both.
Yeah, okay. Wasn't enough to get over the construct. That's why we're going. Yeah, all right, that's why we're going to game 3. It wasn't enough to get over the construct threshold, where they were so big. Yeah, definitely never seen that card a day in my life.
Hey, what you want to see though, right?
I do like seeing some spicy cards. Alright, Plan of Beseiju, Bloodstained Mire Pass, draw. I see a Vesuva in hand, I believe. Crumb getting handsy with the die.
He's asserting dominance.
Drink some seltzer beforehand?
I had a Rain Orange Dreamsicle. My liquid crack. Shout out to Rain. Product of Monster. Ooh, let's see this Ragavan put in work. Let's see this Ragavan dash and put in work. Come on. Come on. Dash monkey dash. Oh, no. We also got a reader.
Reading cards in a card reading game? Not on my watch.
We got a reader. I want to see if I can figure out what that card is. I should know it, but I don't. It's not a Pyrite Spell Bomb. I thought it was at first. Oh, you know what? No. I'm not sure, homeboy. It's not in the mainstream list. It looks like a Pyrite Spell Bomb, but I know it's not. I think in order for Crumb to...
He has to be ahead early.
He has to be ahead early. Yeah, most definitely. Like he was last game.
Looking pretty good this game, too.
So one thing that's cool is he can get a Ren and 6 Saga loop going. When Saga sacks itself on the 3rd chapter, he can get it back with Ren and 6. So that's kind of nice. So he could just overwhelm the board with Karnstructs. That's what I call them, sorry. Because Karn... who was it? Karn something. Initially made a construct that was an XX where X is equal to the artifacts.
Was Silver Golem the big one? Or is that a small one? I think Silver Golem was the big one.
Karn Great Creator was the 4 mana.
Yeah.
Activated abilities or artifacts your opponent's control can't be activated. Tick down 2, Wish out of the sideboard for an artifact. Tick up, target artifact becomes a XX artifact where X is equal to the converted mana cost, and that was it. That's a treasure token off the Ragavan. Blue-green floating. Engineer explosives for it's either 1 or 2. EE for 2, that takes care of the Ren and 6. It'll also, it'll also take care of Goyf. Amulet of Vigor. Pops that, kills the Ren. He makes a Construct token in response. Makes another Construct, looks like off the Urza Saga. Probably going to get a Shadow Spear here to get busy. That's what I would do if I'm here if I'm Crumb here.
I mean, it's a really good card. Saved his
Yeah.
butt last game.
Yeah.
So
Getting the Shadow Spear, equipping it to the Unsummoned Sick Karn. If I have another artifact in hand, I'm playing it. If I have the mana for it, he's Dashing Monkey. That's also a viable option.
what's that blue one there? It's not a manifest. What is it?
What is that blue card? That
I
is
saw him pull it from his deck.
About to find out.
Probably just went to his hand. He just didn't want to put it in his hand just yet.
All right, we're at 11. Really curious as to why. Oh, he dashed the. Why didn't he attach the Shadow Spear? Or what did he attach it to? Equips 2. So he prioritized the 2-1 Ragavan hit for treasure instead of equipping the Shadow Spear.
That's value.
It does look like he killed or exiled a Titan off of it, so that's good. Got a lot going on. Hello, Bevis. You want to hop in here, sir?
I was just seeing what the hell's actually going on over there.
Yeah, man. So we got Titan and Zone Saga.
Yeah, it's miserable.
I wouldn't call it miserable. There's not a whole lot of interaction going on. Lazy. There's the turn timber symbiosis. I called it earlier. I'm pointing it out now. There's just not a whole lot going on this round. Like,
Crum had board and then he lost it and he had it again. Now it's looking iffy, but he's still doing okay. The thing is, he's got Titan on the back foot, which is what you want for any deck, really. But.
pulled Tireless Tracker. 4 artifacts. Those 2 constructs are 4/4s. Tireless Tracker is going to create more clues, making them 5/5s, 6/6s now because he's going to get 2 clues. Put that Shadow Spear on it, 7/7 on one of them.
He's just going to be able to brute force.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Tapped. He's got 2. He's got a red and a green possible. Be funny if we saw a fog, but that's not in here.
No, we're not the kind of people who play Turbo Fog.
I mean, you swing out here.
Yeah, I mean,
You make him have an answer.
You got 7 lifelink and 6.
6. Yeah. Looking at the hand. I don't think a Beseiju does anything here.
I feel like anytime that someone does a good play, look at your hands, probably because you don't have an answer. I think you're just.
Yeah, no, we're picking him up here, y'all. Yeah. So this was Crumb. Crumb got there.
Got the FB, survived the.
GG Jun Saga with the 4-0 sweep tonight. So.
Well, just as a exiting talk, Kings in 6. KD is not a first option on a championship team, and go Hawks.
It's definitely number 10.
Y'all, as always, we appreciate any support that you bring to this channel. Last Spartan MTG, always trying to grow. Shout out to Lost Legion Games and Comics for letting us stream these events. We appreciate everything. And we are going to raid out here. So, y'all have a great rest of your night, and we will catch you next week, y'all.